Tired, man. All these Winchester people trying to tell me they've got a $20,000 game, man. Nobody is offering 20K for Winchester right now. But yo, a couple of these guys think they got something as hot as Pokemon, baby. There ain't nothing, and I mean there's nothing that I've seen in the 13 years since I've been doing Kaneda's Pinball podcast. Nothing that is the freaking demand of Pokemon LE, baby. LE, all right? Nobody cares about your premium that they're going to make for 30 years. Nobody cares about buying the accessories. You either got an LE or you got a pro, baby. First of all, let's talk about all these clowns with these what these guys with these saying that the pros got nothing taken out of the game. Nothing taken out of the game. They took out so much in this pro, it's not even funny. It's like no magnet, no ramp that goes up that actually creates the sensation of catching a Pokemon, right? It's got no Pikachu that moves and interacts with the ball as it's tracing it across the play field. Right there. Doesn't have the Squirtle ramp, the little whirlpool. It literally, they took everything else that really happens mechanically in the game. It's LE or bust, baby. And we got Charizard on here right now. You see this? You see this? You see what I'm saying? George Gomez loves this. I was just talking to Gomi. You guys don't get it yet. You still don't get it. Still don't get it. I love it. I love that you're trying to figure it out, trying to figure what's going on in the pinball world. But baby, it's a different world now, man. Now that Pokemon is in our hobby, we're collecting gold, baby. Helping friends sell these games for cash money on the table. I want to talk about these dealers. You're going after Troy. I'm not going after Troy. I'm just having a conversation on my damn page. And last time I checked, Troy left this long comment on my page, right? After my comment about how he does business, and it's cool. Do business that way. But maybe people should read what I wrote. Okay, so stop trying to say I'm trying to go after a man. I know what he makes per LE. It's more than $2,500. Oh man, they got to bring games to shows. Kaneda, they go without time with their family, going to pinball shows. These people couldn't last 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a job with real stress and pressure. They couldn't last 2 weeks having to come up with stuff out of thin air. I mean, they're literally selling an item that people want. Oh, that's hard, man. That's hard. How do you do it? And I love my dealer and distro friends, and they all will tell you, they'll be the first to tell you they've got a really great thing going. I mean, let's just stop pretending like these are ER doctors, these are nurses, these are firemen or police officers that need to be protected at all costs. And the good dealers and distros, they have a big backbone, and they don't go on and make these bold statements. And I want to talk about, what I said specifically in a little bit. I don't think Troy's mad. Is Troy mad, Jeff? Why would he be mad? The man is making a lot of money selling Pokemons, as is everybody else. So where's the anger coming from? You're not allowed to ask questions. Pinball dealers built the backbone of America. What would we be without direct sales, right? Wow. No, it's funny because the narrative doesn't work anymore. It's I get that they took the risk on some of these other games, but man, it is what it is. Yeah, this is going to be a year which the issue with pinball in 2026 is basically there's too many good games. There's too many good games. There's just no way everybody's going to be able to find room or money for what's coming this year. And the more I hear about what's coming, the more I'm like, man, okay, want it, want it, want it, want it, right? How many of you out there? But the problem is you want all these things, you add it up. I mean, most people can't be dropping $30,000 to $50,000 a year on pinball machines, let alone more. And I think it's going to create a real interesting market because we're not used to having 5 games in a year that you want to buy. It's almost like this hobby. We went through 4 years of basically crap where there was just maybe 1 game a year you wanted. And I mean that. So you had like 4 years of like, it was easy to pass on most games. Now in just 1 year, there's going to be 5 games you absolutely are going to want to own. So crazy, right? Crazy. What's going on, everybody? I need to go get a cup of coffee. Hold on one second. Look at my Charizard. Feel my excitement of Pokemon. Look, and for you doubters out there, I'm gonna tell you about some of the Pokemon deals I'm hearing about. And I love all the delusional guys out there be like, oh, the hype's gonna die. K-Man doesn't know what he's talking about. It's all gonna go down. And no, it's not. No, it's not. This game is the most adorable pinball machine of all time. If you think this game is going to just go like that, you're absolutely wrong. You're fooling yourselves, and the prices are going to keep going up. I respect Troy and Mad Pinball decision on only shipping to the person who bought the machine. It shouldn't be the distributor's problem if you want to change the address because you sold it. A problem? A problem? What's the problem, William? How much work is Troy and Jeff doing to change this name for that name? That's a problem for them? Where's the problem? Oh, I just gave those guys $13,900 and they made $2,700 like that. And I just want them to change the address. And that shouldn't be their problem? Get out of town. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. All right? We're going to talk about this. Let me go get my coffee. Shouldn't be there. It's my game. It's my game. It's my game. All right. Are we here? Are we ready to like actually talk like grown adults, human beings? Can we just... Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, you ready? You ready for the truth bombs, mofos? Here's the thing. I think context matters, and I think no one's understanding the context of what I'm trying to say here. So buckle in, people. If you can't do the bare minimum and receive the game before making a bunch of unearned money, that's just lazy and embarrassing. Let's see. Let's check. Let's go right after John, buddy. What's going on, John Ehrlich? If you can't do the bare minimum and okay, why? Wait, John. Why does someone have to? John, let me break it down for you, all you mofos right now. I'm about to just stop this childlike behavior. All right, stop it. Wake up, everybody. Grow up. Let me introduce you to planet Earth. Okay, and stop acting like these things aren't investments. At sometimes they are. Stop acting like dropping $15,000 on something that might appreciate or depreciate is not looked at as an investment. Stop it. Stop acting like children. If I buy NVIDIA stock, John, Do I have to wait till a physical stock certificate is mailed to me before I sell that stock onto somebody else? Am I not allowed to go into a speculative market and do something speculative? Okay, I have to not what? I have to take possession of the game. How many games do I have to play, John, before I can sell it? How many times do I have to rub my ass against the box before it's mine? Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, absolutely ridiculous. Let me break it down real simple for all of you mofos out there that don't understand how it should work. You have a game to sell, Troy and Jeff and whoever, Melissa, Zach, I don't care who you are. You are selling a product. The price of the product is $13,000. I am on a list to buy it. You offer me the game for sale. Okay? Okay. I send you a check or a credit card payment. The moment I am invoiced for ownership of the product and I send you the money and you have now my $13,900. At that moment, Troy and Jeff and Zach and all of you, at that moment, I have now paid for and own that item. You will mail it to wherever I want you to mail it. It's now mine. How is it still now yours to determine what to do with? I've given you the money. You have deposited my money. I now own it. Okay. So where in the contract, where in the actual binding sale invoice contract does it say that I'm not allowed to now tell you where I want to ship my game? It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay? It's nobody's obligation to ship it anywhere but the person that paid. Okay, so John, I just put $2,700 in Troy's pocket. I put $2,700 in Zach's pocket, Melissa's pocket. And you're saying to me that they shouldn't have to do the work to just change the shipping address. And how many of these guys are even getting the product shipped to them? They're not even getting the damn game, John. They're not even getting the damn game. They are simply sending it from manufacturer to a person. Look, my point is this notion that these are some like admirable moves. It's just all BS. Okay. It's BS. And it's like those dealers. Okay. You know what the other thing is that nobody wants to talk about? The unspoken. Okay. So explain to me this. A dealer or distro won't allow me who's paid in full for an item I now own. They won't allow me to do what I want to do with it. But what happens when I pay in full for Star Wars LE with Troy and the game has now lost money, right? He will ship that mofo to anybody. He's only doing this. They're only doing this in moments and when they know that somebody can make a buck. They don't care when you're losing money, do they? Go ask somebody how much Zach is offering them on some of these trade-ins, right? Go ask what a trade-in deal is on a weak title. These dudes will sell you a game for 13, put 2,700 in their pocket, and then 6 months when nobody wants the game, they're going to offer you like $4,000 less than you paid. Like maybe, dude, it's like comical. They're probably making more money off the margins on the trade-ins. I'm hearing stories of dudes getting offered $3,000 for effing trade-ins on pros. My point is this. Everybody can eat when a title's hot, but don't, after someone pays in full for something, then think that you can dictate what they can do with their game. Anyway, the whole thing is stupid because you know what? This is a good problem to have. And instead of these guys acting all high and mighty, they should be thanking the heavenly pinball gods that there's actually games that are going up in value and stop acting like lame ass like socialists. I'm serious. They're not preventing anything. As John Rambo would say, you're not changing SHIT. So, like, just be happy that there's games out there with demand, okay? Because that will make everybody's plate full. And if you think there's not dealers and distros like selling these things on the side, holding back LEs, okay, think you live in that world, okay? That's all I'm saying. And look, I just want to say this too for you other people out there. This is a different topic. For those of you out there who think that Pokemon LE is going to like settle down around this and that, I'll tell you right now, I have absolute documentation, verification. Games are selling for around $25,000. Games are selling for around $25,000, and people are going to get it. People are going to get it. Now, look, I don't know how many people will get it. I don't know how long that will last, but I'm just saying right now, all I can do is observe what's happening in the present. I don't have a crystal ball. What's up, sad boy? Yeah, no, it's just stupid, man. It's stupid. This whole thing is like, I'm just tired. It's like these dealers should just stick to their last. Like they are literally in such a glorified position. They are literally making money in an outdated business model. And the fact, and I'm so tired of like the sympathy, like, oh, the work, dude, these aren't cops answering domestic violence calls, bro. These are dudes that are drop shipping like 90% of their inventory from A to B, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So shut up about like, I don't do this and I bring games. You're supposed to bring games to shows. You're an effing pinball dealer. Like, why should we congratulate you that you unboxed a bunch of games and did all the hard work to set them up and then get paid? What is this? What is this? Let me kick Troy and Jeff a creative brief from one of my clients where there's absolutely no ideas on the table. I don't know what the clients want to buy. I don't know what's going to get the consumers engaged. Go do that. It's a lot easier to unbox a bunch of pinball machines at a pinball show and go home with a bunch of money in your pocket. Jeez. So John's like, why don't you become a dealer? Because John, I live in the most expensive area of the country. You know what I'm saying? Name me dealers that are setting up shop in Norwalk, Connecticut, bro, or New York City, all right, or Greenwich, Connecticut. Okay, you understand, John? Why? Why? A lot of the distribution happens in places that are much cheaper. Yeah, Mike's got. Why would I go in competition with Mike? Why? He's a good friend. And Mike's done very well for himself. He's been in the business for like almost 4 decades, okay? Mike's made some bad decisions buying too many Guns N' Roses machines, but it's not going to bankrupt him. But, you know, also Mike's a really good guy, and some of these manufacturers took advantage of Mike. And, you know, again, nobody wants to tell the truth, but they took advantage of the guy. They knew he was overbuying. They didn't say anything. Again, he never complains about it. He will never say a bad word about it. But it is what it is. But he's a really amazing person. And you should buy your games from Automated, from Melissa. Those are my friends. For those of you saying, will they let you be a dealer? The only thing they want is money, people. They don't care. Like, if you have money, you can become a dealer. Like, you got to write some big 6-figure checks, you know, and it's all it comes down to, man. They just want money. There's no like, oh yeah, like how do I become a dealer? Yeah, you got to be willing to write a check for $150,000, $200,000 to buy a bunch of like John Wicks, you know, and you might get burned and you might hit it out of the park. My point is this: I want dealers to stick around and do their thing, but just when I give you, here's my point, people. But when I buy a game from you and I pay in full for it, it's now my game. All right. It doesn't have to be shipped to me. I don't have to rub my ass against the box. I don't have to play 57 games on it and then flip it for 25,000. I've given you 13.9. All right. I now own it. Right. What happens if in 4 weeks Brenda loses her job? I'm not allowed to sell it. Oh, is it okay then? Oh, my dog got cancer and we have to do all these treatments. Is it okay then to sell it? See, that's the problem. When you want to start like arbitrarily controlling the market in such a, unnatural way, I bought it, it's mine. Isn't that the easiest way to operate? I bought it, it's mine. And again, this is not a cancer drug. This is not a medicine for people that suffer from diabetes. It's a pinball machine. Oh, you kept it away. What? I kept away what? I kept another bored rich dude's ability to get it at 13. Cool. So the bored rich dude can now spend 20 to 25 and get his Winchester, get his like Pokemon LE. Wow. Wow. You think he's suffering? You think it's unfair? You think that's ruined the hobby? You think that's ruining pinball? You jackasses haven't been in this hobby long enough. Without the FOMO, without the secondhand market, this hobby's dead. And anyone who thinks otherwise is a jackass. And so you should understand that. And now that we've got some hot games again, you all want to march in like a bunch of baby liberal socialists and complain about it. Like, wake up, grow up. Without this, pinball is dead. This is simply free market. This is the free market operating. And the fact that like Jeff wants to control it, Robin wants to control it, Troy wants to control it because they think they're doing it for the betterment of the hobby. Absolutely not. What they are doing is bull shit, and they know it, and they think it's some moral decision, and they're only doing it now because they're seeing some people finally, after all these years, people are finally able to make a buck on top of a pinball machine, and they haven't been able to for 4 years. And we kept all their candy asses in business all those 4 years, buying all those depreciating assets. So Jeff and Troy and all of you distributors, I don't see you knocking on the door of your customers that have lost $20,000 buying Stern LEs. I don't see you handing them any like refunds at all. And the moment those guys want to make a buck, you're going to stop them. That's bull shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's only when the days are good that they want to swoop in like these white knights with all their morality. But when the days are bad, they will happily sell you a depreciating game, and they won't sell you it at market value. Oh no, we signed the map pricing. We can't price a game below sticker. That's such BS. Okay? Ozzy, what's up, brother? With $100, man. You're like sad boy times 2. FOMO is real. I passed on Poke LE and got a premium because of it. Yeah, man, Ozzy, it's like it's expensive. Anyway, I'm charged up today, people. I'm charged up today. But look, as I said, I love my dealer and distro friends. And the people I love aren't on social media trying to pretend to be these white knights of morality like some of these other guys. And look, they're allowed to do that. Troy is allowed to do business how he wants to do business. Troy will never sell a game to me because of that. I don't want to buy a game from Troy because of that. All right. I don't want to buy a game from someone who won't let me do what I want with it once I've paid in full. Okay. Why do I have to like take possession of it? Why is that like this some sort of Rubicon, like the moral barrier to not being such a dick is like taking possession? Okay, cool. All right, John. How many games, John, do you have in storage that you haven't even unboxed in like 15 years, right? For your retirement house down in the Carolinas one day. But John, you haven't played the games. You should give them back because if you're not playing them, you're hoarding those games from people that want to enjoy them. It's the same freaking argument. It's the same freaking argument. It's all these like, it's all these lame, like bleeding heart arguments that you're not allowed to do what you want to do with something you bought. If you think this is the dumbest thing I've ever said, then where you been, John? I've been saying the dumbest stuff on this channel for 13 effing years. The dumbest stuff. I heard someone today, and of all the dumb things you've said, Kaneda, this one takes the cake. Well, it pleases me to entertain you as I have the most subscribers in the history of pinball content, won the most Twippies for Pinball Podcaster. By the way, the Twippies are dead. Did you see how many votes number one Harry Potter got? Did you see this joke? I mean, you could say Colin like destroyed the Twippies, but then you can actually look at the numbers and be like, he didn't just destroy it. He like lit it on fire, pushed it off an edge, and like it like blew up and got eaten by a great white shark. I mean, literally, he only got like 260 votes for Game of the Year. Harry Potter only got 263 something first place votes. When I won Favorite Pinball Podcaster a few years ago, I got like 680 just for the podcast category. The Game of the Year was getting like 3,000 to 5,000 votes. So, man, what good job, Colin. You did it. You did it, baby. You did it. You ruined the very thing you acquired. What? I thought the guy worked in marketing and he took the thing off the edge. Look, I love you guys. And I just want to tell you this right now. You know what I love about this hobby is my friends. I can't name their names. Friend number one just sold a Pokemon LE for $25,000. He just sold a Pokemon LE for $25,000. He paid $13,000. The buyer is super happy. He's obviously super happy. And that upsets a lot of you. And I'm not really sure why. Can you explain to me why that is upsetting to anyone here? What business of any of yours is that transaction? Why does that upset you? What's up, Jeff? Jeff, man, I want you to mail my game to P.O. Box STFU, brother. Let's do it. I will only mail it to the person whose name is on the receipt. Uh-huh. Cool, man. Mail it to my house, and then I'm going to mail it back to the drop ship warehouse you get it from. You don't even take possession, bro, of your Pokemon LEs, do you? Do you, Jeff? Do you, Jeff? How much work did you do for each $2,700 Pokemon LE you sold? I would love to hear, Jeff, how much work you did. You probably, come on, tell us. All right. We'll wait. We'll wait. Here we go. Explain to us how much work you did. You didn't even hook Don up with an LE, bro. And the dude has given you more exposure and more PR than anybody. And you didn't even hook your own buddy up with an LE. You had to send Don asking. Oh, Kaneda's hot. They're going to come to Ohio? And then what? Why? Why do they have to come to Ohio, Jeff? Why do they have to be shipped twice? Explain that to me. Can you explain that to me, Jeff? Why do they have to be shipped twice? Is that even like make any sense? Something has to be shipped twice? Here we go. Why? Why does it have to go from Chicago to Ohio back? So if I buy Pokemon LE from you and I live in Chicago, the game's going to go from Chicago to Ohio to Chicago? We don't hook people up. We go in order. Okay. So, Jeff, do you take lists before a game is announced? I don't know. It's just... Let's talk about Pokemon. You dealers do your dealing, do your wheeling and dealing. I'm glad you guys are getting some good sales going. Don't mistake me for someone who's not happy. You guys are crushing it. All right. So yeah, but Jeff, come on. We know that you can get the game sent to, to the warehouse and it can go from there. It could, if you wanted it to. It could. You can arrange that. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's talk about some stuff happening right now. So one of the things that I'm fascinated about right now is the trades that people want to do. And I think there's one fair trade happening right now that I would argue is probably the fairest, which is this. A Winchester Pokemon Elite trade to me is I think as even of a trade as it gets. But here's the thing. I still think right now, and again, this is just this week, I still think Pokemon is worth about 3 to 5,000 more than Winchester. The reason I'm saying that is this. I have a I have like a few people in my ear. I have a few Winchester owners that are saying that they're getting offers of 25,000 for Winchester. And yet I have a friend who is selling a Winchester for 20 grand. I haven't had a single person inquire about it. I haven't had a single person hit me up. And come on, I mean, I've got a few thousand people that read everything on Facebook. I've got another like thousand or so people on Patreon. And I'm also like, I'm not going to burn anybody. Like, this isn't like a shady deal with Kaneda. And I'm just saying, zero people have offered 20,000 for Winchester. Okay. Kenny. He still thinks the loudest in the room. Kenny, you're in my room on my page. I want to. Ken is a guy. Ken, thank you for chiming in. Ken's one of these guys who disagrees with everything I say, yet he's here every single day. He's my favorite kind of like audience member. Ken, can you take a bow for everybody here? Because here's the thing that's funny, Ken. Do you think I go to people's pages that I don't enjoy? Do you think I hang out in people's homes that I'm not friends with? So I just want to say you're welcome for occupying so much of your time and commentary over the years. You don't contribute anything to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast other than your opinions, which is fine. You've never shown any support to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast, and yet you are here every single day, every weekend. And I appreciate your presence. Thank you. And look, I just gave you a little bit of the show for free. And I just want to say, Winchester right now. So, okay, let's talk about the other side of this. Which is going to, okay, nobody knows. Let's just be candid here. Nobody knows what will have the more long-term value. The reason why I still think Pokemon LE will hold value, even though there's going to be all the premiums, even though there's going to be all the pros, it's still Pokemon. And when you want to compare the popularity of Pokemon to Winchester as just a theme, gang, it is millions to one in terms of the gap. So I still think the Pokemon LEs, because they're so much nicer than the premiums, and there's no way you can make a premium look as nice as the LE. There's just no way. It's still going to hold way more value than Winchester ever does. Now, this is why the Winchester owners to me, I know I've been a little extra cranky and strident because and this is just, I'm going to be candid. The owners are kind of annoying. I got to be honest. They're kind of annoying. Like, they think they have this like game everybody wants. And I get there's some wanted ads for Winchester, but raise your hand if each of you could have got a Winchester in the 48 hours before it sold out, right? We all did. We all could have got one. The only reason people now want one is because they can't have one. If it was like 1,000 of them, they'd still be available. If it was 800, they'd still be available. So let's not call this like, oh yeah, man, the demand is because the game is insane and the theme is something I've been dying to have. It's because they made so few of them. And look, a good decision for David, probably a difficult margin game to make money on with so few of them. And also, like, Dune came up 300 units short of what they were anticipating. So I just think it's like, what's up, Cal? Cal, you missed a lot. You missed the heat, babe. You have to go back and watch from the beginning. We've got what happened was earlier is that Troy and Jeff came on and said, Kaneda, you're right. If you pay in full for a game, it should be yours to do what you want to do with. And if you want to send it to another address, charge me 50 bucks, charge me $100, but don't say you'll never send it to anything other than the address on the bill of the game that I paid in full for. I paid in full. If I pay in full for this house, I can let anybody come live in it. I don't, look, these guys, they crack me up because they do it like in the threads, like, I don't do my, yeah, cool, cool. World's smallest violin for these dealers and distros making so much money and then pretending like it's backbreaking work. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. How many, what are you doing on a random Wednesday? Okay. Talk to me. Talk to me about random Wednesday. How much time away from your family you have to do to sell pinball machines? Oh, but no one can ask questions like this. Last time I checked, all my dealer and distro friends are living high on the hog, have a really great life balance, and they're not complaining. What they're not doing, though, like some of these other guys, is they're not chiming in on Facebook to act all like morally superior to the people who are actually buying the products. That's what they're not doing. Okay. Jeff, it's not worth it to write paragraphs. Okay, buddy? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You should do a show. You should do a podcast. You should do like the first pinball podcast from a dealer's perspective. I think that would be an interesting pinball podcast. I really do. Kale's got what it's like for an operator. Kaneda's got what it's like for an intelligent college graduate perspective. Um, I know Zach does it from a dealer perspective, but I mean, I guess that would fill that void. But I just think it'd be interesting. But I don't know. I just don't always trust what they say either because it's like it's always the best game ever. It's the best sales ever. Look, 25 G's for Pokemon right now. I think Winchester, if you want to move on, is like at like 18. Hard to say where these things are going to go, right? Because right now, there's no supply of either. There's like 20 Winchesters in the world so far, and there's no Pokemon. So let's talk about it. Like, what do you think Pokemon LE? I'm curious what you guys think. What do you think Pokemon LE in the end of April will be going for? Okay, because by the end of April, all 750 will be made. And we all know that all those are not going to end up in hands of guys that love Pokemon. We also know that it is a simpler game. I mean, there's going to be dudes who like are jumping from Godzilla and King Kong and Jaws and Batman and Elvira, and they're going to jump on this, and it may feel like, whoa, like, what is this? There's not enough here. William, William, let me ask you a question, William. Where are you buying LE artwork? William said you can convert a premium to an LE. William's like the kind of guy in high school. Remember those kids? They would put like an M badge on their BMW when it was like a 318, right? William, you can never convert a premium into an LE. Like, just I let's just stop there. You can never make a premium into an LE. Okay, I don't even understand. You're not going to get the decals. Where are you going to get all that? Where are you going to get the decals? Where are you going to get the armor? Where are you going to get the Pokemon Master Ball, Shooter Rod? Where are you going to get all this stuff? You're just going to what? But like, then you actually have the dumbest thing ever. It's like when people put Batman SLE decals on a regular Batman LE or I think that's like the lamest thing to move. It's like fake breasts. It's like fake breasts. Why do you want to have a fake version of something? Think about how sad that is. Every time someone asks you, "Oh, you got an LE?" Not really. I'm just you're a poser. Like, why do you want to be a poser? Yeah, like, and Ozzy, we all knew those kids who put the AMG badges on non-AMG cars. Like, to me, like being a poser is the saddest existence, bro. Like, so like, just you just got to recognize that there is no reality other than the LEs are going to go up. But I asked you guys a question. What do you think a Pokemon LE will be worth? Okay, let's just say new in box at the end of April. Okay, all of them will be made, all of them will be out there. What do you think Pokemon LE would be worth? Let's forget about the past of what we've been talking about. 139 people over here. Okay, we've got 25 people on Facebook. I want to read your answer. So Ozzy says 20K. Merck said 25. All right, you guys really are bad with answers. Dylan, I didn't say you're a poser for modding a pinball machine. I said you're a poser for trying to turn a premium into an LE by buying LE decals. So I don't know if you heard that part, but yeah, that's being a poser, bro. All right, we got more answers finally. 10K, man. No way. 12 to 15. I don't think so. 20 to 25. I think that's high. 15 to 17. I think that's going to be more like it. I think the 17 to $18,000 range. Adrian said 35,000. No, see, the reason why I still just don't think it's really hard for anyone to throw $20,000 or more in a pinball machine. The other part that's hard is that the Stern machine itself just doesn't look that expensive. It's really hard to spend anything north of 20 on a Stern. Okay. And so I think the 18 to 20 is I think 18 is right around. I think you'll get some people that might spend a little bit more. I think it's going to depend on how many games go up for sale, how consistently they go up for sale. Because remember, that's what creates the second wave or third wave of FOMO, right? Right now is usually when FOMO is the strongest. There's zero supply and there's demand. So everyone's trying to come through the door. The door's not even open yet. And 750 people have tickets to the movie. They'll sell you their movie ticket. You're guaranteed, right? You're guaranteed you're going to get into the movie. People will pay a lot because they think no one else might offer it up for sale. So whatever sales are happening now are typically the highest. It's very rare that you have that initial FOMO wave purchase not be the height. Now, again, I'm going to bring up a game that is really interesting to look at through this lens, and that is Evil Dead. And that, Evil Dead did not have the beginning hype. It did not have the beginning sellout. It did not have the beginning scalp. Remember, Spooky couldn't even sell out of Evil Dead in like 2 months of it being on sale. It's an interesting, right? It's an interesting example. That was a game that had a second life. Once they all sold out and there were no more, Joe Newhart bought the last 25. Then the prices started to go up and up and up. People started to see it at shows. People started to want one. It did what David Van Ness wants Dune to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, when you look at Dune, it's like, it's too early to tell. Dune might be able to have a little bit of that Evil Dead run where once there's no more and once they're all spoken for and once people aren't giving them up, then the price just goes up and up and up. And it's fun to watch, and it's very hard for that to happen. It's very hard for that to happen. We really don't see that very often. And so I think with, when it comes to like Winchester, once all 450 are out in the world, it's going to be interesting to see. Is it 450 or 540? It's 450, right? Why did I get like 540 in my head? Is it 540? 525? 525. That's right. Sorry. I knew it was like the address of the house. Once all 525 get out into the world, but all these are good problems to have. I don't know about you guys. I just know what's coming this year. And let's just do a roll call. Harry Potter,
Beetlejuice, Transformers G1, Sonic the Hedgehog. Right? Those are 4 titles that a lot of you are going to want to have. Pokemon, okay? Back to the Future is coming out this year. 6 games. Wow, 6 games. A lot of you really going to want. Goonies will be announced this year. Right? All the Goonies will be sold this year. They're already sold. Fallout. Okay. Okay. That's 8, like, kind of awesome games. From there, probably a new game from CGC, American Pinball, right? Turner Pinball, right? We're going to get, I mean, you're right there. So Transformers is going to crush. I'm super excited about that game. I've been up since 3 a.m, people, 2:30. So it's amazing that I brought the energy on this. Look, I just want to say, I do thank you guys for hanging out here. I mean, look, you come here for a reason. I'm going to do a show that's not just about pinball. I'm going to do a show that's not just about flipping and scalping. I'm going to do a show that's got some other realness to it. You want some real for those of you who don't like me or hate me. Let me because I could go on that like pedestal and try to get like sympathy and support, but I won't. But today is a sad day in my family. And today I'm trying to think now. I say 3 years ago. 3 years ago today, we had to make the extremely difficult decision to early terminate a baby who had a very, very serious condition in the womb, right? So this was 3 years ago today. And well into the second trimester. And so, when I go downstairs and I see my wife and I see Killian and I see like Cassian, and like Cassian wouldn't be here if it weren't, if his brother Kian, who we named him, he God rest his soul, and he's up there waiting for us. Like, it's tough, right? So all this stuff, this is the distraction, this is the fun, this is the hobby we love. But when I think about being able to make 10 grand and put it aside, or 15 grand on a pin scalp to put it aside for my boys in the future, I don't really feel bad. I don't feel bad because the guy who got it's rich. I just got a little bit of his millions, right? But I'll tell you the hardest part, and downstairs when you lose a child, when they did this, I was like, man, like I've never. You want Waterworks Kaneda? Like I've never had more just like carnal, emotional crying than when they give you. They ask if you want it. They take the footprints of your baby and they give it to you as a way to remember them. It's like downstairs, like in a frame, we have like a little bit of like a tribute area with like people we've lost. So that was 3 years ago today. So it's life is short. And I really do think that this hobby, and I mean this when I say this, and I talk to people about this, like, I'm here to entertain you. It's entertaining. It was nice hearing from Gomez this morning. I sent him some pictures of Killian with his like Charizard, and he loved it, and all the good vibes that have happened the last week from this hobby, between Friday and this Friday, the amount of good energy and good vibes and positivity that has happened in pinball over the last week is infectious. And when you see the people and their response to Pokemon, their response to like pinball in general, people coming into this hobby in droves, it's so exciting. And when you just see the excitement people have for a theme that's finally just adorable, it's cute, it's not it's not more dad rock, it's not more of the same. It's like so refreshing. And I think a lot of people are feeling that. And you've still got like the old curmudgeon-y men who are like incapable of like warming up to it. But I really feel the opposite. And I had someone write, I think it was it Cody or someone wrote like, I wish the old Kaneda could talk to the new Kaneda and he would just like destroy him. He's like, you're now a shill for Stern. You're now pumping and dumping Pokemon, which by the way, Pokemon LE is making its way into this household. I know my game number. I know my game number. I am Pokemon. You ready for it? It's going to make everybody laugh. I have Pokemon number 50 coming into this household. Okay. And so, like, it's like, I basically, when I've, so he's like, I want the old Kaneda to fight the new Kaneda. And I'm like, well, I don't know, like, let me think about that for a minute. The old Kaneda was going on drunken rants, was doing pinside babies, was screaming like a lunatic for free with 5,000 people listening. I made no money. I was just like a court jester. I was still banned from pinside. And, I don't know, like, I think I've been very balanced. And I think the new me, I got Diglett. I'm so happy I have Diglett. I think the new me, I think the new, and again, like, I don't think there's like new and old. I think we just evolve and adapt. And, we're all men stuck for the most part in a state of arrested development. But I think the show's better than it's ever been. I think these lives are better than they've ever been. And I think the conversation's better than it's ever been. And I think I've put more positive energy out into the pinball community, and I think I've been paid back. I believe in that. I believe in karma. I have met some of my best friends through pinball. I am not alone and will never be alone because I'm into something I love and I get to exercise my love for this hobby every single week in a creative way. And it makes me feel very happy. And having friendships all over the world and having people tune in all over the world. And it's not like a huge audience, it's not a lot of money, but it's the most fulfilling money I've ever made in my life. And I feel proud to say that. And again, like, I really do think only things I've ever like really sucked was like losing certain friends in this hobby for weird reasons. But you know what? When those people, and I mean this, when those people leave you and abandon you, they were never good friends in the first place. And I believe that too about life is you're not supposed to abandon your friends who have done things for you for years. And you don't just give up on people because maybe they might think it wait that maybe because they think differently than you. And that's the most painful thing to sometimes realize is that some people that you invest a lot of time in, you probably shouldn't. And we all have those kinds of friends, right? People that you've given an inordinate amount of your time, energy, and sometimes money, and 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 then all of a sudden you realize that they're never gonna reciprocate and they're never gonna treat you the way you deserve. And we all should. I mean this, like the people we pick, both our partners and our friends and our family, super important. I do need a Diglett topper. They don't make a Diglett chain. I bet I could go on Etsy and get a Diglett chain. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about in this episode. And gang, this has been a fun show, by the way. Thank you so much. You guys warm my heart every single week with this show. And thank you guys for all the donations. As Ozzy knows and Sad Boy, your $150. It goes to the most valuable person on the planet in my world, and it buys the most amazing thing on the planet, and that is sake. And so your $150 will buy Brenda a nice bottle of sake tonight, and she will drink to the point where she doesn't want to have sex with me. And that is a beautiful thing because I don't need more kids right now. I love you guys. Where's it? um, I want to talk about something I've seen lately. I've seen this weird sort of thing happen around Beetlejuice. I think that there's a lot of, um, and it's not a lot. I think there's like a little bit of people just impatient. And I think when you're impatient, you want to be part of the latest hype thing. So that is why I think people who are, people who are in on Beetlejuice, here's what I think is happening because there's going to be 999 Beetlejuices plus 80 show games. I think a lot of people that are like a year away or 8 months away, they're like, all right, well, I'll see if I can like make a few buck on top of my game and I want to trade it for something else or want to scalp it. Right. I think there's like 4 or 5. It's funny because one of my members on the Patreon chat, JC, good guy, he's like, oh man, he's like, the market's flooded with Beetlejuices for sale. And I'm like, flooded? There's 5 out of 1,000. How is that flooded? He's like, yeah, but like, and I get what he's saying though. And when there's like 5 games for sale and none of them are moving, and you've got all these guys at 18 firm, and then some dude just sold a spot for 3,500. Yeah, like you're way off on that $18,000 number. It just doesn't work. And 1,000's a lot for now. But I think here's my advice to everybody. Because Pokemon hype is through the roof does not make Beetlejuice less of an amazing game. And I think Beetlejuice is iconic. It is culturally iconic. The game looks incredible. All the reports I've heard from people at Pinball at the Beach have been incredible. And I really do think that your Beetlejuices are going to be spectacular additions to your game rooms. And if you sell it now for just a little bit of money, I think you're really going to regret it because I think Beetlejuice is going to go higher than Evil Dead. Again, I just think that people are getting impatient and it's like Winchester hype doesn't make Beetlejuice less of a game. And same with Pokemon. All right. And oh, by the way, I got to be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I got to show you something.
I mean, look at this. Look at this outfit. I absolutely love it. I mean, Bug and Luke, baby. I mean, I saw this at the beach and I was like, look, man, this is like, I'm gonna have to get the shorts maybe taken up an inch. I like it a little more fashionable, but I mean, and the material leaves a lot to be desired, but then I love this kit. No one's gonna have this. Nobody. This is like Ralph Lauren purple label cool. Ah, so awesome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Ah, yeah. Jamie, baby. Jamie. Jamie. I just yelled Jamie for an hour. Can I just say, like, I've got a few like favorite pinball chats going on. Ralph, Jamie, and Kale. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it. Like when we're talking, we're talking. There's like it literally, and when we probably never have anything truly important to say, but when we connect, it's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like an unspoken language. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We doing this? We doing it. Like, that's all we do. We like call each other and we're like, are we doing this? Are we doing it? Let's do it. Let's do it. But we don't even have anything to do. And that's the beauty in that kind of friendship. We're doing it. Are we doing it, Kale? Are we doing it, Jamie? We doing this? We're getting Ralph. We get around. Like, half the time we're just trying to see if Ralph will pick up. Dude, it's good, man. The good vibes, baby. Like we're all feeding off of it. And that's what's beautiful about this hobby, man. We're just feeding off of the good vibes. And the people that on the outside looking at me like, why does anybody listen to that guy? He doesn't even play pinball. Ah! You think I need to play pinball to make pinball exciting? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm more exciting than pinball. You realize this. And I'm free every Saturday morning, 10 to 11:30. We'll see you. It's like, oh, Kaneda's like, why do people, I love it when you on pin side, why do people give K-Man money? Why? Check it out, mofos, because last time I checked, ain't nobody this unhinged making pinball content. You don't need to play pinball to understand pinball. I don't need to look out the window to know the way the universe works. That's the beauty. It's like some Lao Tzu stuff. It's like Tao Te Ching, baby. It's like close your eyes and I'll tell you what every pinball machine in the future looks like. You have to understand this. Okay? You have to understand the rumor is big trouble in Little China, baby. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. People are talking. People shouldn't be talking, but they're talking. I have a word of advice for everybody in these pinball manufacturers. Just shut up. If you want to keep something a secret, the best way to do it is shut up. It's real easy. Real easy. Shut up. Well, I hope it's not the homebrew game, but because that's not enough of a game. Like that's not enough of a game. There's like nothing in that game. I mean, I've seen it. I've stood over it. It's neat. It's a neat homebrew, but you can't bring that to market. Like you need more mechs. You need more magic. You need more stuff in it. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. American Pinball, baby. I talked to Melvin today. My advice to AP is simply this, guys, you got to get in a room. You got to get in a room. I told Melvin, like, I'll fly over there. I'll meet with you guys just as like a consultant. They got to get in a room though. What's up, Nick, brother? You got to get in a room and you got to really think about, what do you want American Pinball to be? What kind of company do you want it to be? I love that people that might have like tuned this off like a half hour ago, they're going to come back and be like, what the heck just happened? Yeah, it's like spooky bomb exploded on me. American Pinball needs to establish what kind of company they want to be. They got to lose like the AI generated logo. They got to stop. Like I was just, my advice to Melvin was, you need to like all get in a room and ask, what kind of company do we want AP to be? How do we want it? Like, what's our angle? What's the white space?
What's the future look like? Stop talking about the past. I don't know why you're making Bally classics. I worry that it's like the vision is not figured out, and yet they're already out there talking. I mean, Big Trouble's been a rumor for a while. We'll see. I don't think it's next, though. I think Never Ending Story is next. I think it's going to go Never Ending Story, then possibly that game. So we'll see. I don't know. All I'm hearing is rumors, but here's the thing: is like once people start calling me up and telling me this stuff, and Jason Knapp wrote about it. It's out there. It's out there. Chris L. Pinball, Pokemon L. Oh my God, Chris. Okay, so Chris is trying to trade a Beetlejuice for a Pokemon, and it's like the dumbest trade ever because Beetlejuice is worth right now on the market. Beetlejuice is worth about $10,000 less than a Pokemon LE. Like literally 10 grand less. He is getting 0 offers for that trade. It's a $10,000 gap. And right now, Pokemon LE seems unobtainable, and Beetlejuice is easy to obtain. The thing is this, is once, and I mean this, once 5 Pokemon LEs go up for sale around 20 grand, then they're going to go down to 18, right? Because once we feel, oh, they're available, the FOMO dissipates quickly. Right now, there's like one dude he wants 25,000 for it with his misleading $12,000 over offer. Can we? I talked about it earlier, but the amount of stuff that they're yanking out of Pokemon Premium for the Pro, I don't understand why people keep saying the Pro's packed. The Pro is not. They've taken everything out. Yeah, you get the Meowth, but that's it. Everything else that's cool is taken out. There's not much in the game, but everything else, you're gonna miss the magnet action. You're gonna miss the Pikachu tracking the ball. You're gonna miss the whirlpool. You're gonna miss you miss the sneak around. You also miss the ramp. There's like 6 things they took out. They took out more than people realize, and it's crazy to me that people think they didn't take much out. I don't know, man. I love Pikachu sitting with Eevee on the side art. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this is one of Zombie Yeti's nicest art packages. He didn't even draw anything. He laid it out with his daughter. I think they did an amazing job. I wrote a nice note to Jeremy. He didn't get back to me. It's I think he's still mad at me. He's still mad at me. Maybe I should text him back when he texted me at like 12:43 in the morning. Still got the text. It's really like hard to stay mad at Kaneda, isn't it? I find it hard to stay mad at myself. I tend to forgive myself on a daily basis, and the past is the past. You know what I'm saying? Why would we hold on to anger? What good does that do for anybody? What kills me is the 5 Meowth right next to one another. There's a lot of Meowths, huh? Yeah, I think that's gonna be mod number 1. Here are the mods that the Meowth balloon, someone's gonna mod it so that it looks like a basket and not like a cheap rubber thing. I agree. That come on, Stern. Like, if you're gonna do a sculpt, like finish the balloon. So that's gonna be a mod. That where there's like the Pokeball, there's like that red plastic with the 4 different modes or with all the screws, like someone's gonna mod that, right? We're definitely gonna get I think tasteful mods are gonna make Pokemon look really good. Don't overdo it. Don't there's a lot of Pokemons. Don't start sticking them everywhere. As Stern, it was TPS's choice. Wait, they didn't use the original theme song. Yeah, the pinball company, the Pokemon company wanted them to use the more modern visuals and audio. I have not seen the topper. I think it's gonna be the fish, though. I think it's gonna be like a throwback to Fish Tales. I think Jack alluded to that. I think it's gonna be so funny and campy. We're all gonna want it, is what he said. He said it's super awesome. And I will be setting up, for those of you, Pokemon number 50. I've got Diglett, and it comes end of March. The goal right now is to have automated, set up my Pokemon. Mike, not Mike, Frank's gonna send a couple of the crew, and we're gonna wrap up GNRCE, take it down the stairs, and then bring Pokemon. I mean, I might ask him if to come get, so we don't have to do it all in one haul. If we can come maybe pick up GNRs sooner, I'll pay for it. Um, Yeah, it's funny. I'm getting into Pokemon. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know enough to be like upset that they got stuff wrong. Like there's no Jesse and James in it. I'm like, well, well, such them the breaks. I don't know. Like to me, like Jesse and James are like, it's kind of like Soundwave and Starscream, right? It's like you remove the two characters that are like the main Meowth sort of sidekick that everybody loves. It's a huge omission from the game. And I think more of like the diehard Pokemon fans are like, man, there's no Ash and there's no Jesse, there's no James. Like they literally don't have the three main characters that everybody who grew up with Pokemon love. No, it's not. It's not. But what I really hope this game does is dials up the charm. So, for example, like they need to have like a Jigglypuff mode where Jigglypuff is singing. How awesome would this be? It's a Jigglypuff timed mode where Jigglypuff is singing, and the more Jigglypuff sings, the more parts of the game start to fall asleep. Just think about that for a minute. Like things start to turn off, like the pop bumpers go, then the Meowth sort of falls down and falls asleep. Pikachu starts snoring in his Pika language. The flippers start to get weaker. It'd be amazing. Yeah, I mean, why is it not possible? Is Jigglypuff not in season 10 through? Is that? See, that, that to me is the potential Achilles heel of this game. If they don't really inject more like moments of magic and side things to do and campiness into it, and it simply becomes a chopping wood to catch different Pokemon. And then once you catch them, you have them, you don't lose them. If the whole game is just to like try to get the Pokemon caught on your Insider Connected index, and that's it, and it's always the same way to collect the Pokemon, yeah, the game's gonna get boring and wear thin quickly. And I think what's gonna be interesting is just down the block, Jersey Jack Pinball, I believe, is going to release Sonic the Hedgehog that's going to have player versus player online play. So for the first time ever, we're truly going to get at scale, because I know Jerry's got it in P3, but nobody has that. I think you're going to be able to play against your friends online in real time. And that's going to be a game changer like no other. That's really going to change pinball forever. More than Insider Connected, more than Wi-Fi code downloads, more than the ability for us to play our friends and use the camera so you can see. They don't even need a mic. You can see who you're playing against. You can see their facial expressions as you're, beating them and competing with them. It's going to be amazing. How you guys doing otherwise? How you guys doing otherwise? You guys doing all right? I went to the chiropractor yesterday. I got my I don't think it was my sciatica. He didn't say it was the sciatica. What he said it was like it had a long name. It's the muscle on the outside of my leg. Basically, I've got weak muscles on my legs where you're like pushing outward, and like if I need to like pull my legs in, I'm very strong. But if it's like the outward like butterfly motion, very weak. And so what happens is like during COVID, when you're working from, there's a reason office chairs are ergonomically designed to give you the right kind of support to sit in them all day long. And he's like, what's happening is everyone's sitting in like dining room chairs and on their couches in the Indian position for like hours a day working from home. And that is what is causing the pain. And so he gave me some stretches. Oh man, I went and he put me under with like stuck those like electric heat warming patches on me, like 3 of them or 4 of them, and just started like stimulating and rubbing the muscle to sort of take away some of the irritation. It was amazing. So yeah, reverse hyper machine. Is that the one like that? Like, should I go like that? Like, is that the one I want where like you put your legs in and you're pushing out? I will say like I'm gonna, use my insurance while I got it. And Oz, text me or DM me like what machine I should do because I need to know. I'm going to the gym after this. But he showed me like to lie on your side and you do like the clam exercise where you're opening up your legs and it really does like it just like targets the exact area. I know it's just weird that we're literally our bodies were not meant to sit still for all these hours. And I never had this pain before in my life. Now, that being said, I probably do end up skipping leg day more so than not, and I gotta get better at that, but, today's, like, gonna be Ozzy, man, let me know because 'cause I'm gonna go to the gym and today is, like, bicep and tricep day, so it's, like, fun, but I should have gone sooner. One of the stupid things I did with this was I just let it linger. It's just something weird about whenever you're in pain, like, we just kinda, like, wait it out. It's, like, not the way to do it. Like, we have insurance for a reason, like, go see someone who's a specialist. What gym do you go to? I go to the very cheap Crunch for $19.99 a month. Do you have to Gary, what's up, brother? Who's played Pokemon here? Anyone played it? I've only heard good things. I haven't heard anybody jump on it and say, it's kind of boring. It's kind of, it's kind of basic. I haven't heard anybody say that. I keep hearing everybody say it's so much fun. Thanks, Ozzy. I got the text. Oh, yeah. See, like I can feel exactly where it is. It's literally right below my hip, right at the top of my leg. And it's just the bullseye. Just, oh, yeah. You know what I used to do a lot of is yoga, and yoga helped avoid all these kinds of injuries. Because yoga, you're like using all these muscles for stability, and it really, really helps with the stretching and everything. Reverse hyper is a game changer. All right, dude. Cal's in great shape, baby. I mean, Cal will kick all of our asses. Cal's my secret muscle when I go to shows. If someone's gonna try to mess with me, Cal will like UFC take them out. And Cal, I'm a lover, not a fighter, baby. Look at me. I walked through a show. I need to figure out Expo this year. I got to figure out like I'm not gonna put up with this like threats from certain individuals to get me kicked out of the show this year. Like this is dumb. This is dumb. Like I'm literally not going into a show to cause any problems. Like Cal was there last year. Like I don't want to get threatened though by people. Like that's not it's not I didn't do anything. Like I'm just there to enjoy the show. What's up, Mike? K man, mad respect. I try to keep it real, man. Secret muscle is for the hotel room. Seated hip abduction machine. Mm. No, not doing TPF, man. Like I just, you know, I only have so many days off. I'm actually going to be going to maybe Chicago Monday through Wednesday. I was going to hit up some people there. I don't think I'm going to get out though. Like the snow's coming, so I'm supposed to be in Chicago Monday night. I was going to hit up Jack Danger and maybe a few other people there, see if they want to get some dinner. Um, but I don't know. It's supposed to snow. I think they're going to cancel all the flights. Being fairly new to this hobby, I've noticed that there are a F ton of gatekeepers. Yeah. Well, DR, you're gonna realize in this hobby, there's just a lot of babies, right? And I mean that when I say it. There's a lot of babies. There's a lot of guys that like Robin's one of them, and a lot of hypocrites, a lot of people that can dish it but can't take it, a lot of people that think they're doing some like moral human justice by uh, we're going to take down this, take down scalping, take down the secondhand market. It's just the whole thing is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. Whenever they do surveys, should we just leave it alone? Everyone always, the predominant vote is leave it alone. Wait until you see what the chat warriors look like. I mean, when you get new to this hobby, it's not even like woke gang. It's like just weird. I don't even think it's woke. I don't think it's I think sometimes people lose sight of what we're all here to do, which is just have a good time, hang out, and talk about something that the rest of the world thinks is stupid, right? When you actually like understand that that's what we're doing. Well, the reason I think Evil Dead, he was talking about, I think once all these Beetlejuices are made, Evil Dead prices are absolutely going to come back down to like reality. Gang, it's a lot of money, man. Like even when I paid for Pokemon, it's like 13,000, like $900. Like, all right, is this really the best use of that money? you know? All right. I mean, I kind of have to buy a game or two a year to offset the taxes I pay for my podcast because it is deductible for that. I think Pokemon's going to settle around 18. You know, I don't think it's going to go lower than that. I don't know. I even as I say 18, I still think that could be too low. I've never seen demand like a game like I have for this. When was the last time you guys saw a Stern LE sell out like this before it was even shown? When was the last time you saw it was impossible to get a Stern LE the day it was revealed? When was the last time? This is Ghostbusters Batman. That was 10 years ago. So I don't know. Like, when was the last time? Metallica Remastered LE sold out, but it was like 2 days. But I don't know. That game kind of is already back down to reality. Well, I don't think you're wrong, DR. Is it DR? DR Pinball, Dr. Pinball. I don't think you're wrong because I do. The reason why you kind of want to sell right now, I agree. There's a lot of guys I know that want to flip this thing. I mean, for profit. I think they're all gonna try at the same time, and that's why I think it's gonna. You're not gonna get 25. You're gonna get like 18. I don't think there's any listings, Ozzy. I don't think there's any listings right now. Are there more than one listing now? Sonic or Goonies, which will be better? I think Sonic is going to be the craziest game we've seen in a long time. I think Goonies is going to be cool, but I think Sonic is just going to be next level. I think Sonic is gonna be the speed of the game and, like, the loop-de-loops and, like, I think Rich is just gonna absolutely make, like, a roller coaster under glass, like, it's gonna be insane. And it's gonna be just as adorable and colorful as Pokemon. I can't wait for a Jersey Jack game that's adorable. Also, Jean-Paul Dewin worked on Sonic, just so you guys know. I don't think everyone knows that. But yes, Jean-Paul Dewin's talents have been applied to Sonic the Hedgehog. The coin sounds, it's funny. That is funny, like, all the slot machine coin sounds that JJP's been putting into games, it will now be appropriate. I didn't even think about that. Gang, look, have an amazing Saturday. Thank you guys for all the well wishes on the personal day we're going through in this family, but I'll tell you this, every day above ground is a good day. The past is the past. Don't worry too much about it. You can't change anything that's happened. You can't. And you can't predict the future. The more you live in the present and hang out with Kaneda's Pinball Podcast, the more money this is proven, this is scientifically proven. The more money you donate to Kaneda's Pinball Podcast, the happier you will be. I'm not even saying that like sarcastically. Like the 2 dudes that donate or 2 to 3 dudes that donate $100 a month, they are the happiest people I know. So don't you want to be that happy? It's just right there. And every time you raise your subscription amount from $5 to $10, you will just be happier knowing that you've supported the world's most entertaining and humble narcissistic pinball content creator the world's ever seen. It's just that simple. And now that he's like shilling for Stern and he's wearing a spooky Hawaiian outfit and he's got a Charizard King Ice necklace on. I mean, this is it. This is what happiness looks like. This we all can achieve this level, this supernal realm of happiness. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Ozzy gets it, Christopher Franchi gets it. Ed Robertson gets it. Jamie Kale, Retro Ralph get it. Don gets it. Jengas gets it. And we're gonna have a good time. The only people failing are the people trying to do the Twippies. That's it. That's the only thing it's the only like, you know what I'm saying? Like the only failure I've seen in pinball so far this year is the Twippies. Like, isn't it amazing? Like the games are awesome, but doing a award show to celebrate the games is terrible now. We're gonna bring it back. We got to roll it back because with all the great games coming this year, this would be the greatest pinball award show year ever, and we're gonna have to fix it somehow. All right, everybody. Be good. I love you. Up your subscription amount. You know you want to. It's time. Fizzy, it's time. Fizzy, I know you got it, baby. I know you got it, man. I helped you get that Beetlejuice. I don't think I did any help, but you know you got it, baby. It make you feel good. Chris L. I think Bond's missing because he's seeing the Pokemon prices go through the roof. But love you guys. Peace out. John Ehrlich, love you. All right, we're done there. Now we're done here. Gym time.